1917, a man by the name of Nikolai Alexandrovich Romanov, the Tsar at the time, was abdicated due to socialist reforms, which led to another man called Alexander Fyodorovich Kerensky to come into power and form his own provisional government. Once Kerensky had come into power, he decided to make choices which were to do with land and war. First of all, land. Kerensky decided against giving land to the peasants, as he felt it should be left to a more democratically elected government rather than his own. Secondly, war. Russia was fighting an exhausting war with Germany at the time, which Kerensky thought would be best to continue after consulting with the Petrograd Soviet. This turned out to be a disastrous decision, as it drained Russia of its resources and resulted in factory closures and job losses. It also led to ill-equipped soldiers having to leave their farms to fight in awful conditions. As none of these decisions benefited the peasants, there was large discontent among them, which meant that there was a lack of public support for Kerensky and his provisional government. This is where a man called Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, also known as Lenin, comes in. Lenin at the time was in Switzerland, but he hoped to go to Russia as he sought an opportunity to seize power. The Germans quite happily transported Lenin to Russia as they suspected he would cause trouble. Lenin, upon arrival, made a speech that strongly opposed Kerensky's. In Lenin's speech, he advocated for three things: bread, peace, and land, which the peasants were deprived of and would be willing to believe anything to acquire these luxuries. Shortly after Lenin's speech, Kerensky decided to launch a full-scale attack on the Germans, which failed miserably, causing huge discontent among the Russian population, whereby Lenin was able to take advantage of, which led to him gaining even more public support. Kerensky, now aware of Lenin's position in the public's eyes, made Lenin out to be the enemy of Russia. Kerensky used the fact that Lenin was happily transported to Russia by the Germans to indicate that Lenin was secretly allied with the Germans and was a threat to Russia itself. Lenin, afraid of repercussions, fled to Finland for his own safety. Whilst Lenin was in Finland, Kerensky appointed a man called Lava Kornilov to be the head of the Provisional Government Army. However, this was a fatal flaw in Kerensky's decision-making, as Kornilov's plans were to form his own government and seize ultimate power. Once Kerensky was informed of Kornilov's scheme, he fled to Lenin's army, the Bolsheviks, in need of help. Lenin agreed to help him, but on the condition that they were provided with weapons so that they could take Kornilov's army down. However, the Bolsheviks already thought ahead. As some of the members of the Bolshevik army were previously railway workers, they were able to cut off all railways that Kornilov's army were using to arrive in Petrograd with. Thus, Lenin seized power in Russia.